Всем привет, с вами Антикалар, продолжаю играть в Fallout 4 StoryWealth. В этой серии мы, наверное, завершаем сбор журналов. В прошлой серии я собрал последние 3 Live and Love, 2 Picket Fences и 1 Hot Rodder. И мне осталось Surgical журнал, по-моему, здесь еще 1 Total Hack. И вот здесь остался 1 журнал, который в институте лежит. До института в этой серии точно не доберемся. Поэтому Surgical журнал, которых у меня совсем мало, надо восполнить эти все пробелы. Так, давайте смотреть. Массачусетс Surgical журнал. Нет, 1, 4, 5, 7. Окей. Я посмотрел 2 из этих 4, связанные с квестом Кэботов. Значит, квест Кэботов я начну в этой серии. А остальные 2 мы потом сделаем. Так, квест Кэботов. Мне нужно. Так, где у меня квест Кэботов? Вот это. Overall Extension пойдет нахрен. В этой серии будем делать квест Кэботов, потому что Кэботы... Не знаю, что это фигня. Да, вот Кэбот Хаус. Угу. В Кэботах там много чего интересного есть. Хорошая линейка квестов интересная. Много, скорее всего, лута. И 2 журнала. Massachusetts Surgical Journal. Или как он там? Medical Surgical Journal. Вот. Это надо получить. Когда завершу квест Кэботов, вряд ли это будет в этой серии, может быть в следующей, то тогда сделаем, значит, оставшиеся 2 соберем. Я в предыдущей серии исключительно занимался сбором журналов, поэтому мне интересно заняться чем-то другим, что не было бы связано напрямую со сбором журналов. Выполнение квестов, в принципе, это хорошая идея. Вот это дом Кэботов. Значит, у него есть, по-моему, вот с этой стороны, да, вход. И вот здесь тоже можем пройти. Вот эта вот пристройка, это вроде как не является домом Кэботов, но... то есть оно, видите, не в идеальном состоянии. Вот это вот пристроечка, а вот это сам дом Кэботов. То есть, как бы, да, он побит осколками, все такое. Но я не знаю, эта пристройка, типа, является частью него? В принципе, тут, наверное, является. Но private property, not trespassing только вот к этому привязано. Итак, поехали. Квест Кэботов. 1.
Go away.
Up yours.
I told you to go away.
Let me in. Edward Deegan asked me to come here.
Oh, it's you. Good. Come on in.
Lead on.
Jack, the new gal is here.
One moment. I just have to...
She'll be right with us.
Oh, damn. Clearly, I'll need to adjust the mixture. Hello. Welcome to Cabot House. I'm Jack Cabot.
What is this place?
This is my ancestral home. The Cabots have always lived here, since long before the Great War. If you're asking what we're still doing here, with Boston in its current sad state, well, that's a story for another time, perhaps.
Edward said you needed to talk to me before he hired me?
Yes, Edward finds it tiresome, but I always like to know personally everyone who works for me. Please, have a seat. How about a drink? Edward, The good bourbon, eh? Please, have a seat.
Да. Да мне сесть, бля.
Now, before we get down to business, I have a question I like to ask all my new employees.
Is this really the time
Don't
for...
interrupt, Edward. The question is this. Do you believe there is other intelligent life in the universe?
The universe is a big place. Anything could be out there.
Wonderful. Most people's minds are too narrow to admit the possibilities of an infinite universe. But I'm not talking about flying saucers and little green men. I'm talking about the hidden history of our planet. The very origins of human
Да,
civilization.
да, да.
Ancient powers that modern science, even at its pinnacle, could
The
barely
great
begin
ones.
to comprehend.
Уг Квалтош.
That's really interesting.
I'm glad to hear you say that. It's become my life's work. My approach is to combine a rigorous scientific method while keeping an absolutely open mind. So much has been closed off to us simply because people assumed they already knew the answers. My father excavated a city in the Rub al-Khali in Arabia, which he dated to more than 4,000 years
Да.
before the rise of any known human
Это лор
civilization.
Fallout.
Structures and artifacts were strange.
По лору Fallout человечество создано великими или древними. И все цивилизации появились с их, так сказать, с их действий. И люди им издавна поклонялись. И это происходит до сих пор. Просто теперь они контактируют только с определенным узким количеством людей. И через них, ну так было до войны, передают свою волю. Но статуи этих древних, они все равно расположены везде, вот по Америке и, скорее всего, по всему миру тоже. И они возводились человечеством во все времена, и даже до того, как первое человечество появилось, они уже были. Статуя древнего, которую я видел в каньоне Данвича, это как раз пример такой статуи, которая была возведена задолго до любой цивилизации людей, за миллионы лет. Потому что это осадочные породы, да, это известняк, но все равно очень медленно это все формируется, тем более там, не знаю, метров 100, наверное, вниз я спустился, чтобы до нее добраться. Вот. Но она просто не была там, не могла быть там с момента, когда люди получили возможность сделать это все. Вот. Так что Джек Кэбот говорит абсолютную правду, и в этой игре вот этот именно квест является, наверное, самой большой отсылкой к лору довоенного мира вселенной Fallout, чем любой другой квест. Может быть, только квест дамножских бурильщиков.
Disturbing, even. Clearly not constructed for or by humans. I've spent my life trying to decipher what he uncovered.
Jack, can I tell her what I need her to do?
I'm sorry, Edward. I just get carried away sometimes. You're sending her to look for the missing shipment.
Yeah.
Well then, I'd better leave you to it. We'll talk more about this some other time, when things are less rushed. It isn't important now. Welcome to the family.
Okay. You're officially hired. Congratulations.
That was interesting.
Good. If you like that kind of thing, you've come to the right place. That's part of the job, by the way. It's best to keep an open mind. Jack may be eccentric, but he's definitely not crazy. The job I got for you is simple. Jack owns a facility north of the city. There's an important package that went missing between there and here. I need you to track it down and bring it back to me. Any questions?
I hope you have more to go on than that.
Don't worry. I don't expect you to do the impossible. Not on your first day. You should start at Parsons State Insane Asylum. Don't let the name spook you. It's just a secure building that we're using. We think the courier got ambushed as he was leaving the place. The guards heard gunfire in the distance, but we don't know exactly what happened. Check in with Maria at Parsons. She's in charge of the security force there. She can point you in the right direction. You all set then?
I'm out of here.
Good luck. Don't get killed on your first job.
Так, я получил доступ к дому Кэботов. Я пока здесь ничего делать не буду. Сюда буду возвращаться еще много-много раз. Теперь могу открыть дверь. Значит, первая посылка, первое задание это, значит, отправили партию крови Лоренцо Кэбота из места, где он содержится, до дома Кэботов. Но посылка была кем-то перехвачена потенциально. По-моему, это были рейдеры. И из-за этого члены семьи Кэбота не получили вовремя инъекцию крови Лоренцо, и поэтому они начали стареть. Вот. И поэтому им нужно, чтобы кто-то добыл эту посылку, вернул ее, чтобы они могли получить свою дозу. Итак, сейчас я иду в Parsons State Insane Asylum. Уже базар крутой, а? Я нашел какой-то объект, который называется Basement, и мне кажется, я здесь не был раньше. Может быть, я здесь был.
Nice.
Карточка Skyfire. Сейф.
Sweet.
Револьвер-пистол. Револьвер-пистол мне надо. Окей, иду дальше. Parsons State Insane Asylum.
This place is off limits. You'd best move along. Edward said you might know where to start looking for the package that went missing. Oh, you're the new girl. So this package... Pretty sure we know where it is. The guys that shot Ben are holed up in the Parsons Creamery, just north of here. That's all I needed to know. Well then, I guess we're done. Hey, be careful. It's weird that they're still hanging around so close. Normal raiders would have grabbed the loot and bugged out by now. It's like they're scouting the place or something. I'll be glad when you clear them out.
Это рейдеры, которых Лоренцо Кэбот приманил сюда с помощью своих телепатических возможностей. Parsons Creamery, вот оно, совсем близко. Еще один рейдер наверху.
Scared, huh? You should be.
Хочешь выйти наружу? Окей. Убил 3 рейдеров, значит, теперь их можно лутать. Мистериус серум. Вот. Это кровь Лорензо. Ну или то, что делается из крови Лорензо. Так, смотрю, есть ли в этом месте еще какой-то лут. Я, в принципе, это место ранее лутал, но я мог что-то пропустить. Здесь есть сейф.
Yes.
Вода. Ну, видимо, это все. Окей. Теперь я возвращаюсь с этим, с этой вещью в дом Кэботов. И там я получу следующий квест. Прекрасные текстуры.
Imogene is missing, and I want her found.
She's not missing, Mother.
Do you know where she is?
No, but that doesn't
Your sister
mean...
is missing, and I want her found. What else is Edward for, if not to keep the family safe?
I'd be happy to send someone to look for her, ma'am. It's not
Mother, Edward has better things to do than sending someone out to find Imogene. Again.
I insist you send someone to find Imogene.
I'm not going to have Edward drop everything just because Imogene decided to take a lover again.
Jack, how dare you speak so disrespectfully about your sister? If your father were here, he'd send someone to find Imogene.
We've been over this, Mother.
Imogene is out there somewhere, maybe even lying dead in a ditch, and you don't even care.
She's a grown woman. She's perfectly capable of looking after herself.
Excuse me.
So did you find out what happened to the courier?
If she wanted us to know where she went, she would have told someone.
Just some raiders that ambushed him.
I don't like raiders operating so close to Parsons. I hope this isn't the start of something serious.
It is.
What about the serum he was carrying? Did you get any of it
I
back?
can't believe you don't care what happens to your sister.
I'm not Imogene's babysitter. If she chooses
There was
to
only
walk
this one
without
vial
telling
left.
anyone,
Oh,
that's
good.
her business.
I was afraid we wouldn't get any of it back. Here's your pay for the job. I'm throwing in a little bonus for bringing back the serum.
Happening to Imogene right now.
That was good work. Now, as far as what's next, Oh, hell. I guess it's time you met Wilhelmina. Jack's not gonna be happy about it.
She's perfectly
Come on.
capable of looking after herself.
Jack, I'll take care of it. Mrs. Cabot, don't worry. I'll send someone to find Imogene.
Thank you, Edward. I can always count on you. Why can't you be as devoted as dear Edward?
You shouldn't indulge her, Edward. It just makes her more impossible to deal with next time.
Just doing my job. Speaking of which, here's all we got back of the last delivery from Parsons. Raiders got the rest of it, I'm sorry to say.
Ah, good. Finally. This will help settle Mother down.
Imogene is Jack's sister. You probably figured that out yourself. She's, a little flighty. Impulsive. From time to time, she runs off. Usually with a new boyfriend. Then I send somebody to bring her home.
Sounds like a piece of cake.
I don't know where she's gone, but I can give you a place to start. She's been spending a lot of time in Good Neighbor. That's a jazz club there, the third rail. Somebody there must know something. She's not known for keeping her mouth shut.
I'm off to find the loony sister then.
Я сразу пойду к месту, где она находится. Так, 3 шага ключ. Находится в карте на нас. Один. Нет никакого смысла идти в небо ради того, чтобы узнать, что она там. Даже если предположить, что... ну... Наверное, если кто-то...
You must be Imogene.
Don't tell me. Jack sent you.
Well, actually it was Edward, but close enough.
Edward, who works for Jack. I know Jack was behind this. He's always trying to control me.
You don't seem very grateful for being rescued.
Well, maybe technically I was not allowed to leave. So, thank you. I was bored with Thomas anyway. He seemed so interesting at first. But after we got here, he turned out to be just another brute. He actually thought he could force me to join his absurd cult.
I hope you weren't too attached to Thomas.
I was done with him. And he shouldn't have locked me in here. Oh, I'm not going with you. You can tell Mother I'll be along home before too long. I just need a drink first.
У тебя пиво прямо здесь лежит. Или тебе надо что-то покрепче? Ладно. Так, ну, разрешилось, тут оказался А, тут заспавнились все остальные, кого я убил еще в прошлый раз. Тут была хреново куча миссионеров, когда я там на уровне, наверное, 20. Эту локацию чистил. Они на меня все напали, я всех убил. Этого чувака не было. Но в любом случае вы видите, что тут туда-обратно и все готово. Ну нет никакого смысла что-то такое придумывать, куда-то идти. Если знаешь, что она здесь, просто зайди и забери ее. Вот и все. Второй квест выполнен, считайте.
Damn, the signal is strangely weak. Edward, switch over to the Hartley modulator. Do you copy?
now. How's this?
Oh, that's done it. Edward, what's going on there?
We're under attack. They're inside the building.
Inside? Can you keep them out of the basement?
I'm trying, Jack. I've never seen raiders that... For God's sake, Sammy, the doorway, right there. Sorry. Things are a little busy around here right now.
Listen, if they're inside the building, you have to go to the office
Я могу
and
брать
shut
уже
down
вот
the
это.
elevator. You can't risk them getting to Lorenzo.
Got it. Office. Elevator. You better round up whoever you can and get...
Hello? Edward? Come in. Edward! Ah! There's no signal at all. I've lost him.
What's happening, Jack? If these people are inside Parsons, if they free him...
Don't worry, I'll handle it.
I always knew it would end this way. I never should have allowed you to lock up Lorenzo in that place.
That isn't helping, Mother. And as I recall, using the serum was your idea, not mine.
So what are you going to do?
I said I'll handle it. I'm thinking.
What's going on?
That was Edward. He's at Parsons, the old asylum. They're under attack by raiders.
Да.
It's strange. The guards have held off raiders before without any
А
trouble.
этих рейдеров
I don't know
собрал
what's gone
Лорензо.
wrong this time.
I found Imogene. She's fine.
Oh, yes, good.
Thank God. At least one small comfort on this terrible day.
You'll be wanting to be paid, of course. Edward usually handles these things. Caps is what you use for currency, isn't that right? Here, I hope that's the right amount. Now, we really need to focus on the current emergency.
How can you be so callous about your sister's safety?
I wonder if these could be the same raiders that stole that last shipment.
Да,
Some
это
of them
они.
had used the undiluted serum. It could explain their unusual success against Edward's men.
I'm getting used to not knowing what's going on.
I'm sorry if you feel that I've been keeping you in the dark. The serum that the raiders stole confers a host of benefits. The main one being to halt aging. My family and I are all over 400 years old. But it also confers other side effects, especially in the undiluted form that the raiders stole.
If you're 400 years old, then you were born before the Great War.
Yes, I think you were too. I'd say mid-21st century?
That's right. I was in cryosleep until recently.
Interesting. We'll have to talk more about that later, but time presses. Is there anything else before we get going?
I think it's time you told me what's really going on at Parsons.
You're right. It's past time you knew.
Jack, are you sure it's wise telling her all this?
My father, Lorenzo Cabot, is confined in Parsons. He became dangerously unstable after handling an artifact he found on an archaeological dig in Arabia. He gained various seemingly paranormal powers, as well as becoming increasingly irrational and violent. In the end, I had no choice but to confine him, for his own safety, as well as ours. In the course of my attempts to cure him, I discovered that the artifact had introduced anomalies into his blood. So the source of his insanity is also the basis of the treatments that have prolonged all our lives. The irony isn't lost on me, but if he were to escape from Parsons, I would lose my father forever. I will not allow that to happen. Not to mention that the artifact has made him paranoid, homicidally violent, and endowed with extraordinary abilities.
Так.
We'd better get to Parsons right away, then.
Exactly right. Before we go, I need you to understand something. When we get to Parsons, you need to do exactly what I tell you. Nothing more, nothing less. Is that clear?
Okay.
Good. Make sure you have whatever you'll need for a serious battle. I'll wait for you outside.
Jack, be careful. And try not to hurt him.
I love Father at least as much as you do. But you know as well as I do that if he gets free, there will only be one option.
Don't let it come to that, please.
I'll do my best, Mother. And if Imogene finally comes home, for God's sake, don't let her leave again until I get back. Now, I really do have to go.
Так, я смотрю, мы уже перевалили за 30-минутную отметку, так что оставшуюся половину квеста я сделаю в следующей серии. Это последний квест, но он здоровый, так что там много чего. Вот. Так что на этом все. Всем спасибо за просмотр, с вами был Антилар, всем пока.